People always say fruit is healthy, and that's true most of the time. But after 60, our bodies start reacting differently. What helped us before might now raise our blood sugar, affect our blood pressure, or put extra strain on the heart. That's why in this video, I want to gently walk you through 5 fruits that might be doing more harm than good, and show you some simple, smarter swaps. Let's start with something that surprises a lot of my older patients: grapes. I know they're easy to snack on, they taste great, and they look pretty harmless. But the thing is, grapes are loaded with natural sugar that hits your bloodstream fast. And when you're over 60, your body just doesn't handle sugar like it used to. That sudden spike can raise your triglycerides, increase blood pressure, and over time, quietly stress your heart in ways that don't always show up right away. It doesn't mean you have to give them up forever, but they're definitely a fruit to keep an eye on. I remember one of my patients, George. He's 71, retired, used to coach high school baseball out in Ohio. He told me he'd gotten into the habit of keeping a bowl of grapes by his recliner. Every evening, without even thinking, he'd eat handful after handful while watching TV. When his blood pressure started creeping up, he didn't think food was the cause. But when we went through his daily routine, it became clear those grapes weren't as innocent as they seemed. We adjusted his snacks, and a month later his numbers improved. Not with medication, but just by being a little more mindful. One of the easiest changes you can make is to limit grapes to just a small handful, maybe 10 to 12 at a time, and have them with a little protein or fat, like a slice of cheese or a few almonds. Or better yet, swap them out a few days a week for berries like blueberries or cranberries. They're lower in sugar and packed with heart-healthy antioxidants. You don't need to stop enjoying what you eat. Just think of it like learning your body's new rhythm. Even small shifts like this can help your heart feel stronger and more supported every day. You've made it this far. You deserve to feel good in your body, and it starts with little things that add up. Here's another fruit that sounds healthy, but can sneak up on you: bananas. A lot of folks I work with tell me they eat one every morning, thinking it's the perfect way to start the day. And while bananas do have potassium and fiber, they're also packed with starch and sugar. When you're over 60 and your metabolism slows down, that combination can cause your blood sugar to spike quickly. Plus, bananas are pretty calorie-dense for their size, and when your activity level drops, it's easy to store that extra sugar as fat, especially around the belly, which can strain the heart and increase your risk of diabetes. I'll tell you about Linda. She's 66, lives in Arizona, and she's sharp as a tack. She came in saying she'd been feeling sluggish and couldn't figure out why her clothes were fitting tighter. She was walking daily, eating salads, and had cut out soda years ago. But every single morning, without fail, she had a banana with coffee, nothing else. Once we looked closer, we realized that banana on an empty stomach was giving her a sugar spike with no balance. Her energy would crash midday, and her body wasn't getting what it needed to feel full or supported. We made a tiny tweak. She started eating half a banana with a scoop of plain Greek yogurt and a sprinkle of cinnamon. 2 weeks later, she said she felt more stable, had fewer cravings, and her energy came back. What often helps is pairing a banana with some protein or healthy fat, a little plain yogurt, a spoonful of peanut butter, or even a boiled egg. That slows down the sugar absorption and keeps you full longer. And if you're not that active, you might want to enjoy bananas just 2 or 3 times a week instead of every day. Your body's not working against you. It's just asking for something different than it used to. You still get to enjoy food, but now you get to be a little wiser about how you do it. It's like learning a softer, gentler version of what health looks like, one that meets you where you are. The third fruit I want to talk about might surprise you: dates. They're often seen as a natural sweet treat, something better than candy, and in some ways they are, but here's the thing. Dates are incredibly high in sugar. Just one date has about 16 grams of sugar, and most people eat more than one at a time. For older adults, that's a serious hit to the system. After 60, your pancreas works a bit slower, and your body doesn't manage sugar spikes as well. Too much at once can lead to a roller coaster of blood sugar, quick highs followed by draining crashes. Over time, that kind of stress can tire out your heart, your energy, and even your mood. I had a patient named Edward, 68 years old, retired mechanic from Michigan. He'd swapped out candy for dates thinking it was a smart move, and I get it. He kept a jar of them in his kitchen and would pop a few in after lunch or dinner. But when he started checking his blood sugar levels at home, which his doctor had recommended, they were all over the place. Some days he felt lightheaded, other days foggy. We talked it through, and once he realized the dates were acting like sugar bombs, he made a small change. He limited himself to one date, and only after a full meal. Pretty quickly he started feeling more stable. One of the easiest ways to handle this is to treat dates more like a special dessert, not something you snack on throughout the day. If you love them, enjoy just one after a meal that includes protein and fiber. Or if you're looking for something naturally sweet, try a slice of pear or apple with a dab of almond butter. Way gentler on your system. It's okay to have a sweet tooth. That's human. You're not giving anything up. You're just choosing what helps you feel steady and strong. And every time you make that kind of choice, you're telling your body, I've got your back. Now let's talk about oranges, and especially orange juice. This one comes up a lot because people have grown up thinking a glass of orange juice in the morning is the picture of health. But here's what I see in practice. For older adults, that glass of juice can be a big sugar shock. Even though it comes from fruit, juice doesn't have the fiber that whole oranges do. So instead of a slow release, all that sugar rushes into your bloodstream at once. For folks over 60, this can lead to sudden changes in blood pressure, strain on the kidneys, and even dizziness or fatigue shortly after drinking it. One story that stuck with me is about Mabel, 74, from Georgia. She's full of life, always gardening, or walking her dog, and she came to me puzzled. She'd started having spells where she felt lightheaded right after breakfast. Nothing else had changed in her routine, except that her daughter had recently bought her a juicer, and every morning she made herself a big glass of fresh orange juice. She thought it was a healthy habit, but when we looked closer, it was clear that the concentrated sugar, especially without food, was too much for her system. We made a simple shift. She started drinking water with lemon in the morning instead, and saved whole fruit for later in the day paired with a snack. The dizzy spells stopped almost right away. What often helps is to skip the juice altogether and go for a whole orange, and even then not every day. Or try flavoring your water with a slice of lemon or orange peel if you miss the citrus taste. It's refreshing and way easier on your body's balance. You deserve to start your day feeling clear and steady, not shaky or drained. Little changes like this aren't about restriction. They're about giving your body the calm it needs to carry you through the day. You're not missing out. You're moving forward. Last but not least, let's take a closer look at pineapple. It's tropical, juicy, and packed with flavor, and for many folks it feels like a healthy treat. But here's what most people don't realize. Pineapple is very acidic and contains a compound called bromelain that can irritate the lining of your stomach. As we age, our digestive systems become more sensitive, and acid-heavy foods like pineapple can trigger reflux, heartburn, or even worsen existing stomach issues like gastritis. Plus, pineapple is high in natural sugars, which can add stress to your heart and blood sugar levels if you eat too much at once. I remember Frank, a 70-year-old retired firefighter from Florida, who came in complaining about frequent burning in his chest after meals. He wasn't on any new medications, didn't smoke, and his diet seemed pretty clean. Lots of fruit, lean protein, and home-cooked meals. But after we dug a little deeper, I noticed one habit he'd picked up. Eating chunks of pineapple after dinner, thinking it helped his digestion. It turns out the acidity was doing just the opposite. Once he swapped it out for a few slices of pear or some plain melon after meals, the heartburn disappeared, and he said he felt more comfortable, especially at night. One of the best things you can do is keep pineapple as an occasional treat, maybe just a few small pieces, and only after a well-balanced meal. If you're craving something juicy and sweet, a pear or a bit of ripe melon can give you that same satisfaction without the acid overload. You've spent a lifetime caring for others, and now your body is asking for some of that same care back. These changes aren't about cutting joy from your plate. They're about helping your body feel safe, calm, and cared for, one bite at a time. Which of these fruits do you eat the most? I'd really love to hear your experience. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. And if this video helped you even a little, go ahead and tap that subscribe button and the little bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Just remember, you're not alone in this. You're stronger than you think. And every day is a chance to feel better, one gentle choice at a time.